Things before we head over to WKYC.
You say head over like we're going to be changing studios.
We are sprinting upstairs to the main studio.
We're going to walk on over.
Studio A. We're going to talk Cavs for a second. We got more Cavs content after this next 10-minute conversation. Jason and I did a first half Cavs grade segment earlier in the week. You can find it on our YouTube page. Go check it out. All right, guys, it is one game past the midway point for the Cavs. They have played 42 games this season, which is technically past the 50% point. But we didn't have time to do this earlier before they played their 42nd game, so we're going to do it now. We're going to get 3 Cavs midseason awards. One's easy. The next 2, I'm very curious to see which way you go. So we'll spend a minute tops on the easy one. But who's been the Cavs' best player through the first 42 games? Real quick, we can fly through this.
Okay. Imani Bates. Where is Imani Bates, by the way?
Hey, shout out to
He's
Philly.
around the G League.
He just had surgery.
Oh, did he?
Shout out to Imani Bates.
Obviously, it's Donovan Mitchell. I mean,
this is
right?
easy.
We all agree it's Don, right?
Yeah.
Their MVP is Donovan Mitchell. Yeah.
Easy. So now we'll get to the fun ones. Who's been the biggest surprise for the Cavs? And you could pick surprise in any category, any direction you want to go with surprise. But who's been the biggest surprise in your mind?
All right, could be bad. I'll be positive, guys. I'm going to go with Jalen Tyson.
Me too.
Jalen Tyson was just a guy. Like, he didn't even play any real minutes last year. It was all garbage time minutes, or we're playing a bad team and everybody's resting minutes. He never played important minutes. He never played in the postseason when it mattered. And he's been, I mean, in some ways, he's been their second best player. I know he's not, but
I feel like out of all the players, he's had the second best season.
I mean, especially compared to the expectations.
Yeah, first of all, his 3-point shooting much improved.
Effort through the roof.
Effort, defense,
intensity,
physicality. I don't know. Listen, to me,
I didn't realize he was shooting 46% from three.
He's top 10 in the league in 3-point
If
percentage.
DeAndre Hunter, Mike, why is he not starting?
He starts sometime.
Who, Tyson?
He starts sometime.
They like him coming with the bench because
Yeah.
in the past when they've switched the bench, their bench got smoked in the second quarter, so they like his energy in the second. But he started 22 games this year. He's come off the bench for 15, so he started
Who's
more
your
games
guy,
than he's
Earl?
come off the
I think y'all had a nice pick, but you're both wrong. And
Sam Merrill.
Maybe because of my bias, I kind of expected Jalen Tyson to take this step forward, but for me, it's Nae'Qwan Tomlin. Because he's been a high-energy guy. He's a guy that's been on a 2-way contract more often than not. And you started to see it in Summer League, right? He took this opportunity this season very, very serious to be a part of the Cavs organization long term. He plays with a high level of energy. He plays with a high level of tenacity. And he seems to always give an energy boost to his teammates when he's out there on the court. You talk about, like, the Cavs being soft and lacking heart, not having those dogs. Mm-hmm. The dogs might not show up in the names of the players that you wanted to, but Nae'Qwan Tomlin is a dog. He's a dude when he's out there on the court. He ain't taking no stuff. He's not backing down from nobody. Like I said, defense intensity is always high. Offensive energy is always high, and he's very confident. He out here taking threes when most people will be looking like he shouldn't be taking that shot. But he got a belief in himself, and the veterans on the team believe in him. So for me, my biggest surprise was Nae'Qwan Tomlin when you look at the circumstances and the situation he was in.
Mike, who's your pick?
Those are the 2 main ones. I think you could also make a case for Sam Merrill, just considering the volume and efficiency he's still shooting from beyond the arc with the increased minutes, with the increased load, with the defensive intensity. I also would say, to an extent, I've been surprised at how efficient Donovan Mitchell has been. 30 points per game on 50% and 40% from the three, basically. 49.2%, 38.7%.
Didn't you say what player is the biggest surprise, or no?
No, you guys gave the right answer. I'm just saying something else that surprised me is the fact that Donovan.
How about how bad DeAndre Hunter's been overall?
Well, we're going to get to the disappointment in a second. Yeah. If we want to go, you know what? Well, I'll save it. I'll save it. Because we have our disappointment segment next, or our disappointment question. Who's been the biggest disappointment? Earl, you went last on that, so you go first on this. Biggest disappointment this year for the Cavs.
You know,
you look pained, Earl.
Mike, this is partially your fault.
Oh, boy.
I get text messages and phone calls all the time from my brother, my cousins, and my friends telling me I owe them a refund. Because I'm up here lockstep with Mike telling everybody to buy all this Evan Mobley stock. And so far, we have not seen no return on our investment. To me, Evan Mobley has been the biggest disappointment simply because I had such high expectations of what Evan Mobley was going to bring this year. You know, I kind of projected his numbers to be somewhere around 24 and 10. I thought this would be the first year that he actually averaged a double-double, and the season's still early, we'll see. But it just seems like that he struggles to assert himself. It seems like that, he's trying to figure out, like, his role, so to speak, still. I prefer him going to the basket. When he's going off the dribble, when he's kind of shooting these threes, it looks like he doesn't have the confidence that you want him to have, like he's unsure of what it is he should be doing. Now, the assist numbers is up from any point through this year, so he's becoming more of a playmaker in that role. But, he can't be as inconsistent as he's been for him to be this top 5 player that we all thought he would be, for him to grow into this centerpiece of the Cavs organization that's been projected by so many different people inside and outside the organization. And I get it. And I think about something that Donovan Mitchell said about Evan Mobley early on. Like, sometimes you put in the work and the results just don't follow. Sometimes you do everything right and the payoff just don't come when you want it to and when you need it to. Now, he's still young. He's, like, as a person and as a player, so you don't know. But it's like, man, I was really, really thinking that he was going to take such a major leap forward this year. And it's kind of been, same old Evan.
G. Bush.
Man, this is tough.
There's a number of good candidates, unfortunately.
A whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to go with, I'm going with Darius Garland. I'm going with Darius Garland, man.
Darius?
Yeah, man.
DG?
Yeah,
Of all the...
Yep.
I vehemently disagree with this one.
God, Mike, why are you talking over people?
Get him, bull.
Well played.
Let G make his point.
Bull say y'all always do it to me.
Get him, bull. Not because of, his play per se. It's the fact that I feel like he's hit his ceiling. You know what I mean? Like, I'm expecting overall, when they made the decision for Darius Garland and back in the day when they had Colin Sexton, they made the move to say, we gonna get Colin, we gonna take Darius Garland. They took him with the number 5 overall pick. Y'all got to understand something. Like, he's a lottery pick. You know what I mean? He been here. He's a max player. And it's not the fact that he's not good or he hasn't had some adversity. The problem is, I feel like he's hit his ceiling. I feel like he's peaked. And there's nothing we can think about it. I don't believe his numbers are better than Trae Young's, and he peaked. And guess what the Hawks did? He said, we got to go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like they bet it was the only move they could do at the time. But we were sitting there talking about, hey, well, can he be like a Kyrie Irving-esque type? And then that was completely no. That is like he is.
Who was saying that? Who was having that conversation?
Hey, look, he a max player. You hope. You hope that you get there.
I ain't never had Darius Garland and Kyrie Irving in the same.
They're not in
ever.
the same. They're not in the same zip code.
But I agree. Like, you would have thought maybe he could get closer.
Closer.
But he's not even close.
He's not close.
No.
And then the injuries now have limited him to a point where now every time you get the ball, you holding your breath. Yeah. And you're like, is he going to get what he's going to do here? Like, I just think he's peaked. And for the Cavs, if you combine the two, right, you combine the fact that you're mad at the Mobley stock. Mm-hmm. And then you combine the fact that you got Darius Garland, who looks like he's peaked as a player. And then you said one of your most improved players, the best guys you got is Jalen Tyson. Then that puts you in a bad problem because now you know you ain't going to win no championship. You got all three of those things happening.
I think you can make a case for Garland. I think you can make a case for Hunter. I think you can make a case for Jared Allen. That's why this season's been so disappointing. But Earl's right. The answer in the end is Evan Mobley. Because how many years – Mike's shaking his head, so obviously he disagrees.
You're missing the real answer here.
Okay, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. But it's Mobley because for 3 years, Mikey McNuggets and Jason Lloyd have been telling us what? That Evan Mobley has to be their best player for them to win. And this was the year. He had made progress. Every year he moved forward. That was a positive. And for the first time in his career, he hasn't taken a step forward. At best, he's gone sideways. Maybe he's even gone down a little. But this big leap, because I was with you too, I was like, okay, this has got to be the year. Over 20 points, blah, blah, blah. And we don't see it. It doesn't happen. And he's the biggest reason why they are where they are. So
Bull.
my vote is Evan Mobley.
Bull, there is no universe, no alternate timeline in which
Right.
Evan Mobley will ever be better than Donovan Mitchell.
No, you are 100% correct.
What are you talking about? He has to be the
No.
There's no timeline.
No.
Bull, so you agree that you don't think they can win a championship this year?
No.
The Cavs? So
I
we
do
were
not.
right. So Jason and I were right the whole time that if Mobley didn't become their best player,
You're
they
right.
had no chance.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's why I made a few weeks ago the insane statement, and it was insane.
He just went
But I stand by
prosecutor
it,
on
that I would give the Browns a better chance of sometime soon winning a championship over the Cavs, which is crazy because the Browns are way further away. But the Cavs, to me, are capped. Whereas, as bad as the Browns are, as far as away that they are, they're not capped, at least.
I do have that on my topic list. We will do that in
Yeah.
full length at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah. But go
All
ahead.
your answers. Mobley is fair.
Yeah.
Mobley's a fair answer. I disagree on Darius, but
I
there's just
agree with
other.
Gian
He's been
Garland, just
disappointing,
not as
but
the best.
compared to DeAndre Hunter and the guy I'm going to say, I can't make a case that he's been more disappointing. To
But
me,
Jared Allen?
no. Bull, it's our guy. It's Lonzo Ball.
I forgot about Lonzo.
this
Ball.
was
No,
a
he
guy-
belongs in the conversation, too. But
This
yeah,
is
you're
a
right.
guy who I thought could help the Cavaliers.
He's been terrible.
And listen, he's been nice to me. I don't like saying this, but he's unplayable right now. He's literally unplayable. Every time he steps on the court, the Cavs are becoming a worse basketball team because he doesn't drive. The Cavs' offense is predicated on driving, kicking,
Yeah.
and hitting open shooters.
He can't shoot.
If he's open, he's the least efficient volume three-point shooter in the league this season. That's
in
not,
the league.
That's not my
What
opinion.
qualifies as volume shooter? How much do you have
Over
to shoot?
120 attempts this season.
He's the worst
He has
shooter.
the lowest efficiency of any NBA player
Mc-
with that many attempts.
He also the Super Bowl
McNuggets.
face.
McNuggets.
He's been unplayable. He's been.
Wow.
I hate this. I hate to like.
Let me tell you
I
something.
don't find joy in this.
No,
But
you
Lonzo
like
is a
him.
guy I had real expectations
keep it
for,
real.
and he can't play.
Hey, bro, did he get like 2 DNPs within a 3-game stretch a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, Kenny benched him for a little bit.
Wow.
He
Go
played.
ahead.
He played. He's gonna play more with Sam and what's it called? Sam and Darius out.
Salmon, what's it
Like,
called? Lord, have
Damn,
mercy.
what's it called?
Remember you talked about, hey, G. Bush, could you play 3-on-3 right now?
Yes.
Let me tell you what happens when you get injured or you would have had surgeries.
Yeah.
Usually your game changes. The first thing that you're going to see me doing is shooting a lot of jumpers. I'm not moving. I'm going
Right. And that's what he's doing.
And Lonzo Ball, this is what happens when you have injuries and you lose the quick step and you lose the ability to get past somebody. You become a bad high volume shooter. And if you look at it, his field goal percentage is 30% because he can't get to the rack. Everything is mid-range or long two. You can't get to the rack, and then your assist numbers are down because guess what? We're gonna play you for the shot. We're not gonna let you even drive and kick. So you look at guys like Paul George used to be super athletic, broke his leg.
Yeah,
Paul
right.
George became a volume 3-point step back guy.
Mike, you say Lonzo Ball's not playable right now. He might not even be rosterable right now, as
Well,
bad as he's playing.
He has a team option, so basically an expiring contract.
Could he be
Making
out of the
$10
league
million.
next year? Is it that bad?
I still think he has a presence as a veteran on the end of a bench. I just think his body's deteriorated to a point where
he just
a
can't
team
be a
can't
player.
rely on him to be a guy that needs to. He could be a Tristan Thompson. He could be the last, because he's not that old. I mean, how old is he? He's 20.
Is he a great teammate?
All the guys
By
love him
all
in the
accounts,
locker room.
yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
so
Love him in
he-
the locker room.
He is.
So where is Tristan retired, right?
Tristan's out of the league, yeah.
Yeah.
They brought in Larry Nance to fill that role.
Right.
Larry has been
That's been
injured
his
and
not
he
good
hasn't
either.
worked
Lonzo is
either,
great in
so-
the locker room.
Man,
Okay.
Very, very high energy guy, always joking around. Like
But-
they got good chemistry amongst the
Yeah.
group.
I'm gonna tell you this.
He just got to make a shot.
can't.
Make a shot,
Yeah.
please.
In basketball, Bull, like, this is crazy. Like, but basketball is the biggest mental thing in the world. Like, Ben Simmons out of the league. I just saw Rich Paul say, yeah, he's done. Like, when these guys be done, like, you get injured or they just have a bad shooting night or one year they have a down shoot, like, they're done. They completely fold up and go home.
It puts even more into perspective how like ridiculous it is what LeBron's doing at 47 or whatever the hell he
50
is.
Like,
I mean,
these guys, like,
LeBron could play to 50. He won't, but I believe he could play till 50. Am I crazy?
His body's starting to break down. So, but yeah,
45.
yes, 100%, 100%.
He just is
Got carried away with the 50.
And if he wanted to change his game, he could play as long as he wants.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
I know we got to go, but I look at a couple moves Kobe made this offseason. One that worked out, one that didn't. Clearly, the trade for Lonzo Ball didn't work out. Okoro is having a better season than him, but the decision to sign Sam Merrill over Ty Jerome, and just
Your
to
boy.
see
Your boy.
Ty Jerome, like just to see how the season has played out and how
Yeah.
important Sam Merrill is to the Cavs
Yeah.
on offense and on defense, with the ball and without the ball, is crazy. Who would have knew Money Merrill would have an impact
Yeah,
on the
he's
Cleveland
been
Cavaliers
tremendous.
that he's had?
I
He's been
broke
awesome.
it. I broke it all down
Yeah.
during the championship run in the summer league. Money Merrill.
So are you saying Merrill carried Amani Bates to that
No,
championship?
no, no,
Is
no.
that what you're-
Amadi was still him. He was him on that.
He was him.
He was him. But
was G League him.
No, actually, who carried it was Baby Mobley, the older Mobley.
The older
No,
Mobley.
and Craig Porter Jr. was
And
I just
Craig
wanna
Porter
say
Jr.
CPJ.
Hey, that was one of the greatest summer league teams of all
Hey,
time.
Craig can ball. Can't
Yeah,
play.
at the barbershop, I want a ranking of the last 10
Greatest summer league teams
It
ever.
listen, it took over. It took over the summer.
How long has summer league been going on for?
Oh, for a long